What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Love the Game. We've got Ani and Sujay here back again. They, I think they didn't get enough when they were here, when they were predicting the round of 16. And now we're doing the quarterfinals. Before we get into the first game, so the first game of this quarterfinals is Switzerland and Spain. And going by the predictions that we had, we expected Spain to be here, but not Switzerland. So what we had predicted, and the video for that is across over here, it was France versus Switzerland, and all of us had said France are coming out as winners because Switzerland, apart from Shaqiri, Xhaka, don't have much to offer. But by God, were we wrong? Ani, mate, what happened?
Dude, I'm not the only one who got that absolutely
All of
wrong,
us did.
France are the defending world champions. They had everything on paper to beat a Switzerland team. That's, the remarkable thing is that it's the first time Switzerland are in the quarterfinals of a knockout tournament. The odds were so stacked against them. Probably 8 out of 10 pundits from around the world got it wrong. And for once I'm happy to be in their ranks. I had absolutely no reason to believe that France are going to lose, but hats off to Switzerland. They pulled back from 3-1 down, equalized, then went on to beat them in penalties. Who would have expected Kylian Mbappe to miss a penalty? The world's most valuable striker, probably. He's the most talented guy out there. He's the greatest thing that football has seen in over a generation. Who would have thought he'd miss a penalty?
Yeah.
It's a symbol of this tournament. Things have been going wrong. Predictions have been going wrong. But you know what? It's entertainment at its finest. After 15 months of people living inside homes, of watching matches without crowds, of fake crowd noises,
Yeah.
this is the tournament, and that was the result. And I'm so happy that my prediction was wrong.
Entertainment, entertainment, entertainment. So, Jay, you also jumped on the France train. You
Yeah.
called me out.
Okay, so you called them. Yeah, it's okay. Anyway, there are always upsets, and that is the beauty of football, right? Especially when you expect a underdog team to not perform well, and they surprises. And I think watching the game, it was the last 10-15 minutes of it. I mean, God knows what got into the Swiss team, and suddenly I don't even know whether to blame the French team, because they were comfortably 3-1 ahead in the game, and all they had to do was defend. It was the defenders, and I don't think that there was a sense of jubilation amongst the French players, but it was those freak costly errors somewhere in between. And that too, for Switzerland to have two of them in a very, very important game against the world champions in the pre-quarters of a Euro 2020. It's just, I mean, the stars were aligned for them that day. It was written, I mean, yeah, Switzerland, you are going to win today and you will go and perform properly. And like, no one would have expected Mbappe to miss the penalty, but it's okay. He's a very, very young chap. We can give him the benefit of the doubt there, and see how he bounces back from this disastrous result for his country. Because I remember one of their pundits post game actually speaking about when Michel Platini, it was against West Germany in the 80s, 80 or 82 World
86
Cup.
World
I think
Cup.
it was 80,
86
80,
World
80
Cup.
World Cup. 80 World Cup against West Germany, when Michel Platini, they were leading against the West German team by 3-1. The French team were leading, but Germany, after the 80th minute, equalized and won the game. Okay. And what this, I think it was Frank Leboeuf, I guess. He was the guy who was telling your team, your generation actually taught us what not to do when we are 3-1 ahead. That is why they were able to win the World Cup in 1998. So when and Leboeuf was so angry, he was so pissed off. He said that this French team has taken us back to once again 1980. So the entire mood of the French team or the entire country right now, they did not expect this result, and he gave at least two I mean like pundits a chance that they had picked Spain, but I really don't think so. I think most of them, 95% of the people in the world were expecting France to just sail through this match. Even at one point of time, they were. France were comfortably winning this. Most of them might have even switched off the TV and have gone to sleep, or I don't know. It was just that crazy, crazy day. Yeah, but credit to Switzerland, and they had done a very good service for the country, the fans, and it's going to be one of the most memorable moments of most of the career. And I mean, like the players there. It was a really good game to watch in the end, especially the penalty shootout.
No, I think
I
it
thought.
brought something into the tournament that was kind of missing. You wanted that magic, you wanted a fairy tale, and for most of my friends who are in Switzerland, they are enjoying this. They didn't expect this. And the thing is about Switzerland, you have the Italian side, you have the German side, and you have the French side to Switzerland. And the both the Italian and the German side and the people who are actual Swiss are having so much fun at their counterparts who are from the Swiss France side. But on that side note, look, France had the chances. They messed up. You can't put all the blame on Mbappe. They had. I think they had one of the best goals off the round with the Benzema's first goal. Not going to be stopping, and maybe this is going to burst their bubble, get rid of that ego that they've had. And like you said, like both of you said, Switzerland played as a team. They didn't play as individuals. And it came, and the goals. That guy scored a hat trick. Stefovic,
Seferovic.
Stefarovic.
Seferovic, no, I think he scored two goals, not a hat trick, right?
He scored two. So you
He
played as a
scored two.
team. You got that thing done. The hat tricks in another game. There's been too many games. But let's not discount because on the same night was Spain versus Croatia, and I'm gonna put my hand up. I didn't watch the France game because after Spain Croatia, the way it finished going into extra time with 5-3 Spain coming across and all the stuff that we made fun of, all of us, and I will say this, all of us should put our hand up. We did make fun of Morata, and Morata made us miss. He didn't miss the Eiffel Tower this time. He actually scored. He got the goal. And I switched my TV off and I went to sleep. I was like, I'm not watching the France game. It's a foregone conclusion. And I was wrong. Switzerland are there and they're going to be facing against Spain. Yeah, I've got my Spain jersey. So hopefully this is lucky and I might get the jersey thing right. But yeah, Spain deserve to be here. But do you guys think this is the end of the road for Spain, or can they pull a rabbit out of the hat again?
Again, looking at the preview, it's going to be a pretty straightforward one to call as far as predictions go. I had spoken about Spain gaining momentum. They lost momentum for those 5 minutes or 8 minutes towards the end of the regular time against Croatia, where they conceded 2 goals, put it down to lethargy, put it down to overconfidence, put it down to Croatia's heart, whatever it may be. But Spain rebuilt that momentum during extra time. They scored those 2 goals. Morata scored a fabulous finish, and they scored the fifth goal as well. And the second period of extra time, they were absolutely controlling the ball. They were controlling the narrative. They were passing the ball around. Croatia couldn't get a sniff of it, and that is momentum which is going to take them into the quarterfinals and beyond. If you compare the statistics between Spain and Switzerland, obviously Spain have scored more goals.
Yeah.
They are the leading scorers in the tournament with 11 goals, but 10 out of those 11 goals have come in the last 2 games. The first 2 games that Spain had, they had only 1 goal between the 2 games. So there is definitely a shift in momentum towards their goal scoring. You look at the spread of goals they've had, a couple of defenders, that's Cesar Azpilicueta and Laporte, who have both scored goals. Then they have midfielders in the form of Ferran Torres, who have scored goals. And then you have Morata, you have Oyarzabal. There's been a spread of goals. On the other hand, Switzerland are not close to that tally. They've scored only 8 goals. And of those 8 goals, there have been only 2 goals which have come from someone who's not a forward, and
Yeah.
that's Shaqiri, which was scored in the first game of the tournament. The other thing we need to keep in mind is that the midfield orchestrator, the captain for Switzerland, Granit Xhaka, he's going to be suspended for the game.
Mm.
That means there's going to be a hole in midfield. There's going to be a hole where there needs to be control. So that's something else that Spain can exploit. Apart from that, Switzerland have the full team to choose from. What Spain might probably need to watch out for is the pace of Breel Embolo, the striker from Borussia Mönchengladbach. So he's going to be up against Jordi Alba on the left side of Spain's defense. He's not exactly known for his great pace, and he's a person who likes to venture forward as an attacking wing back. So Breel Embolo plays on the right wing. Switzerland love to cross the ball in. They have the person with the maximum number of assists in this tournament so far. That's Zuber
Yeah.
with 4 assists so far, and all of these have come by way of crosses. Switzerland have scored a large number of headed goals, so that's something that Spain will need to watch out for. As a prediction, it's pretty straightforward. Spain are going to win because they have the quality, they have the momentum. But going by this tournament, you can never really rule out a Switzerland out, upsetting Spain.
So, Jay, you have anything to add?
Yeah, most definitely. We had a much more exhaustive, opinions with regard to Switzerland in the last game. It once again, I think, comes back to what to expect from a football game. I think, yeah, like Ani said, there is nothing more to add. I think he has added a lot more than what I actually had in my mind. Especially, I did not know Switzerland, the team that are scoring a lot of headed goals. And because this is one of the important factors, because Spain, for the past 10-15 years, they are not that much into getting players who are physically well endowed compared to other teams. And that will definitely have an impact. And definitely, I think the Swiss guys will be looking into that aspect of the game, especially set pieces. And Spain are historically known not to do well against teams that set up and play the set pieces properly. So that will be an interesting thing to watch out for. But going with all the thing, will I bet Morata to score in this game again? No, it's pretty obvious. If a guy scores one, I mean, like there is very good chance of this person going missing again. It's I don't want to be a harsh critic of his, but it is just that watching the game, it was so irritating once again. Like I had mentioned, Enrique complicating things unnecessarily. I felt the same happened in the first half. Yeah, but throughout I mean, like in the extra time, Spain got into a very good phase of the game, and yes, they went through. But I actually felt that in the first half itself, I felt that Croatia are going to cause an upset right now, and Spain will not, win this game. Over the course of the entire game, yeah, Spain won, but there was a chunk in the initial part of the game wherein I actually thought that Spain will not be qualifying. So I'm not that sure. Will it be that easy? But I would still say Spain might nick through this. I will, if I am to predict, I will predict like a 2-1 or something. But I will still watch out for. I mean, Switzerland, they have the luck factor right now, and we know how much in football that is very, very important. But I still think Spain have the team to cross all these hurdles and should beat Switzerland.
No, I get what both of you are saying, but there's one thing and one glaring hole that both of you, what Ani mentioned, was the midfield. Like the team which lined up, you have Shaqiri ahead of both Zaka and Fluer. And with Zaka missing because of suspension, I think they're going to be like Spain will be able to overrun that midfield. They'll be able to control because with Busquets, with Koke, and sometimes you have Rodri playing, you can expect Pedri played last game. You have a lot of options for them. And then even Jordi Alba didn't start the last game. You had Gaia. So it's going to be interesting to see what lineup he chooses, what's his best lineup, because when he made the substitutions is when they got better. Like in that extra time, when he got in a fresh set of players, it just changed the dynamic of the game. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be one in the middle of the park with Garcia and Laporte. They've had that experience of playing at City. So you have guys who are used to crosses coming in. Yes, they've been susceptible, but if you see the goals that Croatia scored, it was against the run of play on. It was when things, and the first goal, like Uni Simon, it's a mistake that happened. But let's see what happens. It's going to be an interesting game. Can I get your predictions? Like I've got Sujay for Spain. I'm wearing a Spain t-shirt, so I've got Spain. Ani,
And
you're
Spain
going
for
to,
me.
oh, you're not going on the ledge this time. So here we have it, guys. We're predicting the fairy tale of Switzerland. They're not going to be the next Turkey or a Greece. There's another team which I think we all might agree could be that, who's a fairy tale, but
Korea.
they're coming up. They're coming up. So there you have it, guys. There's the predictions for the first quarterfinals between Spain and Switzerland. We're all going for Spain. Hopefully that pans out. If not, you'll find us here back again when we're doing the semi-final predictions. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, leave a like, leave a comment, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys, from the Love of the Game team.